Good evening, everyone. My name is Sandy Brassard, and I'm the Chief of Teaching and Learning for Richland School District 1, and it is my pleasure to welcome each of you to the 2023 Richland One Middle School Scholars Award Ceremony. While the weather might not look so nice outside, it certainly is beautiful inside. Everyone, let's take a look out here at our wonderful scholars and give them a hand. And of course, our scholars would not be here if it were not for the parents. So scholars, why don't you turn around and give your parents a hand as well. Well, the Middle School Scholars Program is designed to encourage and reward academic excellence among participate in extracurricular activities and community service. We look forward to celebrating these young scholars for their achievements tonight. I'm delighted to introduce to you our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jamal Goss, who co-anchors WIS Sunrise alongside Hannah Cumler and meteorologist Adam Clark every weekday from 4:30 to 7 o'clock a.m. That's a bit early. Jamal was born and raised in Wilmington, North Carolina, and he is so happy to be doing what he loves here in the Carolinas. He fell in love with TV journalism while working in Afghanistan for several years as a U.S. civilian, serving our U.S. military troops while at war. Watching broadcast networks like Fox News, MSNBC, and CNN, where he interned with Poppy Harlow in 2015, he knew that journalism was not only the right career path for him, but it was also his true calling. Jamal began his TV career in 2016, 2 days after graduating with a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism from Georgia State University. After spending a year with THV 11 in Little Rock, Arkansas, he joined Watch Fox News here in Columbia. Please join me in welcoming tonight's Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jamal Goss.
All right, well, it's so good to be with you all this evening. Thank you so much for having me. I do want to also join Dr. Brassard in welcoming you to the 2023 Richland One Middle School Scholars Award Ceremony. I'm so honored to serve as your MC for the evening. Well, we have several distinguished guests, each who play integral roles in the success of the district's Middle School Scholars Program. And for the first time ever, we want to introduce the members of the Richland One Board of School Commissioners tonight. Please stand as I call your names. Commissioner Cheryl Harris, Chairwoman. Commissioner Dr. Aaron Bishop, Vice Chairman. Commissioner Angela Clyburn, Secretary Treasurer. Commissioner Jamie Devine, Parliamentarian. Commissioner Tamika Myers. Commissioner Robert Lomanak. And Commissioner Barbara Weston. Superintendent Dr. Craig Witherspoon and members of the Superintendent's Cabinet, will you please stand? Middle school principals or their representatives, please stand as I call your name. Miss Shanchella Goodman, Alcorn Middle School. Miss Angela Burns, Creighton Middle School. Mr. Cedric Tidewell Sr., Hayward Gibbs Middle School. Dr. Patrice Green, Hand Middle School. Mrs. Alexandria Williams, Hopkins Middle School. Dr. Patrice Green, Hand Middle School. Dr. Robin Coltrane, W.A. Perry Middle School. Mrs. Jametta Hodges Stewart, St. Andrews Middle School. Mrs. Adrena Smith, W.G. Sanders Middle School. And Mr. Chadrick Myers, Southeast Middle School. Thank you so much. Well, at this time, will you please stand for the presentation of colors by the Eau Claire High School Navy JROTC Color Guard, and remain standing for the national anthem performed by saxophonist Dante Lewis, who is a proud Eau Claire graduate. Please stand. The Color Guard is under the direction of U.S. Navy instructors Lieutenant Tramika M. Thomas and Chief David Rhodes. Thank you. You may be seated. Let's give Eau Claire's Navy JROTC Color Guard and Mr. Dante Lewis a round of applause. Well, we have a great program ahead of this evening, so we're going to keep it going. The 7-member Richland One Board of School Commissioners is the district's governing body. Mrs. Cheryl Harris serves as the board's chairwoman. Please welcome Mrs. Harris to the stage to bring greetings on behalf of the board.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We almost there. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, we almost there. You know, anytime we come together to celebrate amazing students and scholars, you should be able to hear it in your voice. So we're going to try it one more time. Put a little voice on there, okay? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. There you go. There you go. That's the Richland One way. Truly on tonight, I stand before you excited on behalf of the Board of Commissioners to bring greetings to such an amazing body of young people, to an amazing group of parents, and to an outstanding group of Richland One staff members. And I say that because in this district, we talk about Team One, One Team. And on tonight, you see that. You see the smile on our young people's faces because, yes, you have accomplished something great. You are scholars in middle school. And you can applaud right there if you'd like. That says a lot about the investment in our students on behalf of this district, but also the investment of parents. So to, first of all, the students, I congratulate you on behalf of this district, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, for all that you do day in and day out. And if I could say one thing to you, it would be this: you have showed up. You were present. And you didn't just show up in body, you showed up in spirit, mind, and you were focused, and you got the job done. And young people, you should be extremely proud of yourselves. Not because you've accomplished something great, but also be proud of yourself because you've accomplished something to make mom and dad and your parents and your family, your guardians, or whatever they may be to you, very proud of you. It takes a very unique student to be a scholar in middle school because you're already showing stability. You're already showing that you focus, but you also show that you are determined. So congratulations to you. To our parents that are with us on tonight, I salute you because you show up every day too. You bring us the best version of your child every day. You make sure they're in class on time. You make sure they have the tools that are necessary to learn, and you support that classroom by supporting your child when they get home. So I salute you. And to the Richland One team, to the principals that engage with these young people, to the teachers, the faculty and staff that engages with these young people on a regular basis, I salute you because the day is celebrating a milestone of achievement that will carry you through high school. I promise you it will. Continue to remain focused, young people. Continue to ask those hard questions. Continue to believe in yourself, and you will soar higher than the eagle. You will. I've seen it. I see it in your face. I see it in your eyes. You are determined, and you are the greatness of this district, and we salute you. So on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, I say to everyone in this room, let us all continue to show up for our young people, because if we show up for them, they will show up for us. Again, congratulations to each of you on a job well done on behalf of the Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
All right, let's give Mrs. Harris another round of applause for her leadership and service. Thank you so much. We are delighted to have with us a talented group of students who will perform for us this evening. The W.G. Sanders Middle School Ensemble is under the direction of Mr. Constanzo Bryant Martin, performing Cupid Shuffle, arranged by Johnny Vincent. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the W.G. Sanders Middle School Ensemble. Please, let's give it up for the students from W.G. Sanders. Please give them another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And we're in for a treat because they'll be back for another performance later tonight. All right, our speaker this evening is Richland One's 2022-2023 Teacher of the Year, Miss Caroline Carson. Inspired by her passion for art, learning, teaching, and children, Miss Carson teaches kindergarten through 5th grade students at Rosewood Elementary School. Miss Carson's passions impacted her education. She earned a Bachelor of Science in Design from Clemson University, a Master of Science in Art and Education from the University of Oregon, and a Master of Art in Teaching in Early Childhood Education from the University of South Carolina. Her parents influenced her to become a teacher. Her mother instilled in her a desire to continuously improve, and her father taught her practical yet inspiring life lessons. They encouraged working hard, developing passions, thinking reflectively, and making positive impacts. Strongly influenced by lessons she learned as a child, Miss Carson desires to positively impact others by sharing her educational ideas, programs, and curricula. Her greatest contributions to public education includes advocacy for students and the public school system, promotion of educational growth, and empowerment of students and educators through her involvement in local, state, and national education venues. Ms. Carson uses her strengths to amplify areas of education, art education, arts integration, and gifted and talented language arts curriculum. Ms. Carson orchestrates an influential school-wide arts-focused program that embodies the belief in art as essential to the human experience, education, and each student's development. This is her greatest accomplishment. She helps all students develop self-confidence, a love for learning, an appreciation of art, and an understanding of themselves as growing learners and artists. Please welcome Richland One's very own Miss Caroline Carson.
We're going to try this again. Good evening. How'd they do? Chairwoman? Okay, we got the thumbs up. Okay, good evening, middle school scholars. I am honored to be here tonight to celebrate your accomplishments with you. You, your families, Richland One, and the Advanced Academic Programs Department have set high expectations for you. I am sincerely impressed by all you have achieved. Great job. Richland One, many of you know, Richland One celebrates the 3 E's: engagement, education, and empowerment. Some of our schools celebrate 5 A's: academics, athletics, arts, attendance, and attitude. In my classroom, we celebrate 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and resourcefulness. I'm sure we could come up with some C's: compassionate, creative, cooperative. You, as middle school scholars, epitomize all of these life skills that help define you as outstanding students and citizens. I'm going to begin tonight with full transparency. When I was asked first to speak to the middle school scholars, I struggled. I struggled to find the words to share with you. I teach art at Rosewood Elementary School. I'm quite confident in my role as an elementary school teacher. But to be totally honest, totally transparent, middle school students, they scare me just a little bit. So I approached it with, okay, I was a middle schooler at one time, so I thought back to my years as a middle school student. I had 2 students that went through middle school here in Richland One. I thought back to their experiences as middle school students, and one single truth came to me over and over again. Middle school students already know everything. They know everything. What else is there for me to say to middle school students? Can I say anything at all that will not provoke an eye roll? Parents, y'all have seen that, right? Yes. I've got some principals. Have y'all seen it? Yeah, okay, they're not gonna nod. I've seen it as a teacher. Anyway, I began to think about the idea of middle school, being in the middle of something, not one thing or the other, not the beginning of your educational cycle, and not the end. Being in the middle often implies being stuck in the middle, stuck between a rock and a hard place, stuck between a dream and reality, this betwixt and between, neither this nor that. But in fact, the middle is often an incredible place, one that deserves more recognition than it receives. It's a transition point, and transitions are periods of time that evoke great change. In this case, you are not only transitioning from elementary school to high school, but from one developmental period to another, and in essence, from one person, a child, into another, an adult. This time of change can be incredibly challenging, and it often has surprising results. I want to reference an idiom, but I was told by my assistants, you can't use that idiom, it's so negative. But I don't want to think about it metaphorically, I want to think about it literally. And the idiom I want to reference is out of the frying pan and into the fire. Metaphorically, it refers to leaving one bad situation and getting into a new, but even worse situation. I want you to put that totally out of your mind, put that negative connotation of the idiom out of your mind, and let's just talk about cooking. The time between middle school and high school may sometimes feel, between elementary school and high school may sometimes feel like you're moving from the fire pan and into the fire. Stay with me here, it's not negative. Imagine, if you will, the image of a frying pan set on an open flame. Imagine being a tiny piece of, let's say bacon. Bacon works for me. Bacon, a cold, raw, little piece of meat. So the student started out as bacon. The pan is your elementary school, and the fire is high school. In the pan, you get warmed up. You are really starting to cook. You're learning those basics, and then all of a sudden, you're skyrocketed over the edge of the pan, and into the fire. The fire is high school. The somewhere else, the next step. Middle school is that point of transition between the pot and the fire. It's not the pot or the fire, it's the point in space and time in between. It's nebulous, undefined, a bit chaotic, and unpredictable. It's middle school. It's not the start of a child's educational journey, and it's not the end of a young adult's education. It's separate and it's unique, and there's nothing else like it. Middle school is a glorious journey, and you guys have blown it out of the water. This idea of a journey that can take lots of different paths are what you began with at middle school. In elementary school, you're told the classes that you take. The district doesn't even have choices, but in middle school, you start making your own choices, choosing your own path. Let's move away now from the flying bacon, and let's think about your middle school journey as a road trip. Road trips expose you to life experiences, both planned and unplanned. So does middle school. Imagine your middle school years as if they're a 3-year road trip. Wouldn't that be awesome? When I plan a long trip, I consider questions like, how many miles do I want to travel in a day? Where do I want to stop? What do I want to see? Who do I want to visit? I make an itinerary. I make a plan, knowing full well that one flat tire or detour could throw a wrench to the entire itinerary. So here we go. Let's hit the road on a road trip. I'm driving down the road. Traffic's moderate, music's blaring. I'm making a good headway, on track to get to my next destination. I'm feeling good about where I am, I'm going, how I'm going, and how I'm getting there. I want you to just take a few minutes to think about your middle school journey. And adults, think about middle school. But if you can't quite get back there that far, like I'm not sure some of us can, myself included, think about your own job, because I think this'll make sense to you as well. So think about your middle school journey. What times during your middle school career have things gone really smoothly, when everything has been on track, clicking away the way it's supposed to? Take a moment and just identify one of those. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to take you on a road trip, and I'm going to give you some questions, and you're just going to think. Just take a minute to think, reflect on what you've done. Now I'm going to get off the highway, and I'm going to drive down some back roads. That's much better. It's quieter. I roll down the window and get some fresh air. My hand goes out the window and it's doing that, surfing on the air. Even though the travel is slower, I enjoy the sights of the small towns and the countryside, the farms, the open fields. On your middle school journey, have you been allowed to slow down and enjoy the process? Have you been able to take time to enjoy an event or an accomplishment of a goal? So adults, have you, in middle school, during your career recently? Okay, whoa, suddenly I come to the base of this tall, steep mountain. As my car climbs the mountain, the road turns to gravel and then dirt. It's dusty and bumpy. There's one switchback after another, and then another. The hairpin curves are making me a little car sick. I glance down at the distance and height I've traveled, and I wonder if I'll ever make it to the top. You might know that feeling. During middle school, have you had to do work or redo work, going back and forth, improving little by little? What parts of middle school have left you feeling just a wee bit ill, maybe sick to your stomach about a task that wasn't complete, that's due the next day? Think about those moments. Climbing a hill, not quite finished. Finally, I reach the summit. I'm on the top of the mountain and stop at an overlook. I can see what's behind me, and I can see what lays ahead of me. I'm proud of how far I've come, and I'm filled with excitement about the anticipation I feel as I look down to see what awaits me in the horizon. Now look back at your journey. Reflect upon what you've accomplished. Are you still searching for further goals? Do you still have more to do? I know you do. I know you do. I get back in the car and I head down the other side of the mountain. The dirt road turns to gravel, then asphalt, and I'm coasting. I don't even have to apply the gas. In fact, I have to brake to slow down a little bit. What parts of your middle school journey has been easy? What parts have been a breeze? At the base of the mountain, I hit some rolling hills, then approach a city. The traffic gets heavy and it comes to a standstill. I'm anxious to move on, to get moving again, but I'm stuck in traffic. In middle school, what part of your journey stopped you, stumped you? What parts made you anxious? What part did you feel, I can't go on? The traffic clears, and I drive through the city. I see crowds of people pushing by each other. It vaguely reminds me of walking down the middle school hallways. There are towering buildings, billboards, flashing lights, horns are honking. I'm overstimulated, overwhelmed. It's too much. I want to escape. In middle school, have you ever felt this way? In your jobs, have you ever felt this way? What did you do? How did you handle it? On the other side of the crowded city, traffic thins. Soon I'm on the open road again. I'm up I would turn up the radio, relax that tight grip I have on the steering wheel, and speed down the highway. Before long, I see those blue lights flashing in my rearview mirror. A highway patrol officer pulls me over and issues me a ticket. The officer was polite but frank. He reminds me to drive safely. Being pulled over upsets me, but as it turns out, I was more upset with myself than the officer. I have to appear in court or pay a fine or lose some points on my driver's license. That's the consequence for my actions. I'm sure you've faced some consequences during middle school. Mistakes were made and you experienced consequences. Think about that parent, the teacher, the counselor, or grandparent who tried to keep you safe so you could continue on your journey. In your life, who gave you the warnings? Who gave you the consequences? How did you feel? I pull back on the highway. I glance at my gas gauge. Oh no, I'm running out of gas. I pull over at the next station and fill the tank. The pump is running when an elderly man approaches me. He pulls out a map, an actual map, made out of paper. He tells me he's a little turned around and asked if I'm familiar with the area. Being on a road trip, no, I'm not familiar with the area, but I'm willing to help. I have a few minutes. We spread the map out on the hood of the car and locate our exit and his destination. It's not far away. He seems quite confident that he'll be able to get there, but I'm hesitant to let him continue on his way by himself. I suggest that he follow me, and I escort him to a small town where he finds his home with no problem. I went above and beyond. I helped a stranger, did something positive in someone else's life. As a middle school scholar, you are leaders. You will find yourself in the position to help others. When have you gone above and beyond? When have you helped somebody out of the blue? How did that impact your life, and how does that impact the lives of others? I travel on, but I stop at Granny's home. I've been traveling for a while and I need a break. Gran takes me in and offers me food and drink and a place to rest. She listens to the stories of my travels and is encouraging, curious, supportive. She provides me with sustenance. You have people like Gran in your lives who have given you support, encouragement, and respite. Those people are curious and interested in you. Who has supported and encouraged you in middle school? Who remains curious about your life? Even though I love Gran dearly, I haven't seen her in a while. We have so much to catch up on. She talks and talks and talks. She has so many questions. In my heart, I know she's trying to connect with me, to understand me, to support me, but I'm exhausted and I become short-tempered and a wee bit grouchy. I quickly make my excuses and go to bed. Maybe you've done the same to people you've loved. Have you lashed out at a family member who was trying to help you, trying to connect? I think we all have. You know, I bet they understood. They've been on this journey too, with you. They also remember how it feels to be a middle school student. In the morning, I flat out apologize for snapping at Gran, and she gives me a big warm hug and a tin of cookies. We part on good terms, and I continue on my journey. I drive some back roads, through some hills, and over mountains and rivers. Soon I'm within 100 miles, just 100 miles more till I get to my destination. With any luck, I'll be there tonight. But my car is feeling a little sluggish. It's slowing down. It's not accelerating. I pull over, the car stalls, and it won't start again. It seems that car has deserted me. Sighing heavily, I call for a tow truck. Will I ever make it to the end of this long and winding road? Have you ever felt as if you're sluggish, as if you're moving in slow motion, or maybe you're just downright stuck or even abandoned? How did you overcome these feelings? How have you ever felt as if you wouldn't reach your goal? A tow truck comes to rescue me. Okay, so there's this place in the middle of nowhere, California, Eric's Towing. They're great. The driver, he gives me some good advice about a reputable mechanic, and he's kind enough to drop me off at a motel in a good section of town that's not too terribly expensive. My arrival date's been postponed. I'm uncertain about when the car will be fixed. I'm disappointed, but also relieved that a stranger was able to help me so much. Think about middle school. Think about our jobs. Who has swooped in and saved the day for you? Who has helped you when you were stuck? Who has given you good, reliable advice? I wake up in the motel and walk to the repair shop. My car is repaired and I travel the last 100 miles. Finally, I reach my destination, my big sister's house. She runs out to greet me and we embrace. "You finally made it," she cheers. I was like, "I finally made it." I agree. We go inside and I collapse on her couch. We tell stories, we eat well, we enjoy each other's companies, we celebrate our love for each other. I'm here, I did it, I made it all on my own. Well, not really on my own. I had some help, right? Here you are too, middle school scholars, right here. Look around you, take a look. Actually, turn your heads, look backwards. See those people. See, y'all aren't turning your heads. Turn your heads. There we go, elementary teacher coming out. Right here, look around you. Think about a time in middle school. Who has celebrated your journey with you? Who do you share your stories with? Who loves you? The answer is here in this room tonight. But my road trip doesn't end at my sister's house. I can't stay there forever. After several days, I'm ready to continue my trip. You too will continue your journey. You may encounter roadblocks, flat tires, U-turns. You may come across some twists and turns, some unpaved roads. Sometimes you'll go fast, sometimes you'll go slow. Sometimes you'll stop altogether. You'll meet new people, you'll see new things, and you'll even get lost every now and then. But no matter what, I know you will keep going, and I am confident that you will thrive on this journey as a middle school scholar. During middle school, you move from childhood to young adulthood. It's a process, a challenge, a journey. At the end of middle school, you are changed. You are more your own person, capable of making life decisions that will not only impact yourself, but others as well. Influenced by the people you meet and the events you experience, you will see change everywhere. It is pervasive. In fact, you are the change. You are betwixt and between. You are on the threshold. You are bacon flying out of the pan and into the fire of life. Woo! Y'all do that with me. Woo! Okay, most of them rolled their eyes. Mom, Dad, they rolled their eyes at me. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Ms. Carson, for sharing that story. I know everyone here in Richland One is very proud of you. And again, thank you for serving the students here. All right, well, back to favor us with another musical selection is the W.G. Sanders Middle School Ensemble. They'll be performing Motown Medley, arranged by Charles Alden. All right, give it up for Mr. Constanzo Brian Martin and his talented students. All right. Well, the Richland One Middle School Scholars Recognition Program was established in 1988. And to qualify as middle school scholars, students must take at least 2 gifted and talented courses each academic year. They also must maintain at least a 3.5 grade point average with no grade below a C in non-gifted and talented courses. And they are required to participate in extracurricular activities and perform community service. Well, this evening, we will recognize 167 middle school scholars, and as we recognize them, we also celebrate their proud parents, principals, teachers, school counselors, and others who have encouraged them to strive for excellence. Middle school scholars is a stepping stone to becoming academic all-stars and high school scholars. We're expecting to see all of these young scholars in 4 years receiving those recognitions during their senior year of high school. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready to meet your 2023 middle school scholars? Well, we are going to ask Dr. Witherspoon and guests to take their places to congratulate these young scholars. Please give it a hand of applause, a round of applause to them as they come up. Now, one by one in alphabetical order, the middle school scholars will introduce themselves. Every middle school scholar will receive a medallion, certificate, and a yard recognition sign distributed at the end of the program. Now, we know it's going to be really tough to do this, but we're asking that you hold your applause until all of the middle school scholars have introduced themselves. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 Richland One Middle School Scholars.
Kennedy Bagley.
Brooke Bailey. Alyssa Barefoot.
Elizabeth Bird.
Kimberly Booker. Kennedy Bowman.
Ellis Britt. Lydia Broughton.
Kieran Burkett. Millie Burnett. Madison Butler.
Sawyer Cannon.
Karma Castile.
James Daves.
Brooke Davis.
Andrew Finley.
Cole Davis.
Kenya Dean.
Willard Dennison.
Mariah Elliott.
Dominic Zayas Empleo.
Kimney Foyle.
Hugh Geddes.
Anna Goblersch.
Miles Getzman.
Cece Haas,
Ion Haygood.
Violet Hill,
Elijah Hughes. Macaulay Collish.
Emil Inch.
Phoebe Jones.
Diana Jones, Hope Lamy,
John Long.
Ingrid Maria.
Connor Marsh.
Nyla Mayfield,
Brooks Nicholson.
Anderson McAllister,
William McCook.
Kamaya McDonald,
Berenger McPherson.
Luz Elena Mejia Rebolledo, Janae Moultrie,
Alex Neri.
Jarrett Newsom.
Uche Ntiasagwe.
McKinley O'Neill, Emma Parsons,
Russell Pratt.
Lila Price.
Romari Randall. Deshaun Bradley. Romello Riley.
Isabella Rosenfeld,
Cruz. John Henry Rowe.
James Russell.
Lucas Shear.
Trenton Schaefer. Samuel Seisloff.
Marcus Simpson.
Mattia Slope,
Emily Smith.
William Spencer.
Lucy Stallworth.
Madison Sturbini,
Robert Seipert.
Johnny Strickland.
Zachary Thomas.
Noah Todd.
Min Todd.
Abby Toole,
Luke Trimble.
Davis Turbyville. Lily Turner.
Mary Cam Turner, Hayden Voiles,
Jake Wayman.
Savannah White,
Deja Williams. Deja Williams.
Bergen Winchester, Hannah Yonke,
Yeah, let's give them a round of applause. And you know, just one more time, let's give it up for the 2023 Richland One Middle School Scholars. A standing ovation, I think, is appropriate here. A standing ovation, yes. Well, at this time, we're going to have Dr. Witherspoon please come forward for remarks.
Well, good evening. I'm fanning up here. I see him in the morning, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's here. To our young people, certainly congratulations to you. Ms. Carson took us down or through a journey. I like it when you sit in the car and you do this. To our young people, again, congratulations to you. Sitting here during the program and kind of doing some math, going back through the years and your experiences as you finished up elementary school, going into middle school. So if you think back a couple years ago, what was going on as you guys were transitioning from elementary to middle? COVID was going on. No, we were remote, and then we were hybrid as you guys were transitioning back, and all. And I say that to say, and it kind of fits with Ms. Carson talked about the journey that we make in life. So taking that experience, working through that, going into middle school, and all that middle school brings, both in class and with your friends and all of those things, you guys did well. So I want to say job well done. And it's fitting, parents and principals and staff, that we pause and we celebrate and we congratulate your getting this far in that journey. Also, at this time of year, we have an opportunity to I meet with my student advisory group. It's our freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And at this time of year, I get the seniors have an opportunity to give some words of wisdom to the underclassmen. And I like to share that, what the seniors say to the underclassmen, with you all, because as was said, in 4 years, that's going to be you guys. And just as fast as middle school went through, although sometimes it seems like it's a little slow, that time is going to come around for you all. So some of the words of wisdom that our seniors shared with our underclassmen that I want to pass along with you is make those goals. And don't let anyone tell you what you cannot do. And there's a saying too, Ms. Carson, when the tough get going, the going get tough. When the tough gets going, the going gets tough. Which means when it gets a little hard, and whether that's in the frying pan into the fire, you keep persevering. You keep working hard, and those things that have gotten you to be a middle school scholar, those habits and things that you do will continue to move you forward. So congratulations to you. Keep it up. Now let me say this now. We've got 4 more weeks left. Parents, staff, we've got 4 more weeks left. But if you've made it this far as a middle school scholar, you can make it 4 more weeks before you guys become freshmen and move in that next phase of your journey. And we're glad to be a part of that. And as the chair and I often say at this time, and we've got graduations, parents coming up in a few weeks as well. And it's a time that we do reflect, but it's a time that we celebrate your accomplishments and what you do. And no, middle school scholars, we're proud of you. And if you ever need some help, and I know you know your principals and your staff very well, that they're there to support you, your teachers and all of those individuals, but just know that. You have a team one, that's willing to support and help you move through. Parents, thank you so much for being a part of our district. We enjoy each and every day working with your young people. And we know you send us the best, and we want to do the best each and every day. So congratulations, young folks. Continue your path, continue your journey, and way to go. Give yourselves a hand again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've truly enjoyed serving as your MC this evening and helping to recognize these outstanding students for their achievements. You've been a great audience. Thank you. Please give yourselves a big round of applause. Now, please note that tonight's event was recorded for broadcast on Richland One TV, which is broadcast on Spectrum Cable Channel 1301. The program also will be available on R1 TV on demand, which can be accessed via the district's website, www.richlandone.org. Now, before we close the program, we also want to recognize and thank the district staff members who assisted with tonight's program, along with the district's dedicated school counselors and the AAP ambassadors who you see around the auditorium. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Now, immediately following the recessional, we invite you to join us in the gymnasium for a reception. At this time, we're asking that audience members stand and remain standing at your seat until all of our scholars have exited the auditorium. Congratulations again to the 2023 Richland One Middle School Scholars.